Hello my beautiful people. Alright, so guys, I suck at reading emails. I get a lot of emails, and sometimes the emails I get are super duper long. So I've decided that I'm going to start responding to some emails and videos, because you know what, a lot of you guys have some really good questions. So yeah, so my social media accounts are down below in the description box. Also join my Beautiful Souls group. My Beautiful Souls group is on Facebook. If you have left religion, or if you've left a cult and you need people that you can relate with, then you can join my Beautiful Souls group, which I do have questions that I would love if you guys would start to answer, because I'm about to start denying people access, only because of the fact that I have questions there for a reason, and I'm trying to keep out trolls. I have had issues with trolls in the past. So please guys, respectfully, I just ask that you do start answering the questions, because I'm going to start denying people if you don't. Alright, so let me just read to you guys this quick little email. I wanted to respond. I'm not going to say the name of the person. I will never repeat your name or any names or anything super personal that's in the email. Alright, so it says, I saw that you weren't a Christian. I don't know if I have a religion or not, but every time I get on social media, it's been people saying we're in the end of times, or biblical ends. And it's been scaring me, because they're basically saying that the world's about to end. And they were saying that if people are scared, like me, then that means that they aren't saved or going to hell. How do you deal with stuff like that? It caused me to have a panic attack. So this is kind of similar to I think it was my last video I did right before this one, my last upload, where I spoke about a situation that happened with me, where another woman on my Facebook page who is a Christian, she didn't like something I was doing and was kind of using the fear tactic to get me to stop doing it, and I had to tell her, like, yeah, I'm not a Christian anymore. I did speak in that video about how you do handle situations like that. Situations like that are going to occur. You're going to have Christians, when you leave Christianity, or any religion really, you're going to have people from that religion that you used to be a part of tell you things that may trigger you, and it's not always really necessarily that they're trying to belittle you, or they're trying to make you feel bad about yourself. I mean, some of them do, you know, let's be honest, not all of them have great intentions, but not all of them, you know. Like, there are a lot of Christians who will say, oh, this is the end of times, you have to repent, and go to heaven. They're well-intentioned, it's just their delivery is terrible. Like, that's the only thing when it comes to Christians, majority of Christians. And if you're a Christian watching this, please don't take this the wrong way at all. I always come on this channel and try to show the utmost respect, but I also have to be extremely honest. A lot of Christians are terrible when it comes to delivery. They just don't know how to say things at all to people, or how to respect other people who do not believe the same way they do, or worship the same God the same way that they do. So, alright, to answer this question, how do we deal with stuff like this? It's causing you to have a panic attack. You're hearing that this is the end of times. This is, you know, we're in the book of Revelations because of the pandemic, and then now we've got all the protesting and all these things, and now everyone's like, oh, this is the end of the world. Alright, so number one, you're gonna have to get used to that, because guess what, anything that happens in the world, there's always gonna be that one Christian, or like the whole group of Christians, who are gonna come running with their Bibles saying how this is the end of times, trying to scare the crap out of everybody. So for me, that used to be something that did scare me. That used to be something that did kind of like put fear in me. And then I realized that Christians have been saying that this is the end of times for ages, like decades, and I'm still here. So I would rather spend my day living in the moment, living like tomorrow's not gonna come. In other words, try to enjoy your day, try to enjoy your time, live in the moment, do things in your day. Don't spend every day stressing. When we spend every day stressing, we're really wasting our time here on this earth. And yes, you're gonna have days where you're gonna spend stressing, and you're normal, you're human, it's alright, especially if you deal with panic or anxiety like I have dealt, as you guys know. with anxiety since I was pretty young. So leaving Christianity, and especially leaving a cult, has caused more triggers for me and caused me to have more anxiety. So that is normal. However, there is a way that you can learn to deal with it, and you have to learn to deal with it. If you want to get through your life and adapt to life outside of religion without living in fear, you have no other choice but to learn how to get through with your anxiety. Social media. Get off of social media. I have not watched the news for about like 4 years now. The news and social media will screw you up completely. It is meant to screw you up. You want to stay away from these things. The problem is that we soak up so much negativity, and when we wake up in the morning and get ready for work, and the first thing we do is turn on the news and listen to all the horrible stuff that happened the night before, and then listen to politics, and then listen to more horrible stuff that happened the night before or the day before. You're just setting up yourself for failure for that day. You're basically setting your day up to be negative because you started off with something negative. Anytime we delve into something that is not serving us right, anytime we delve into something that is negative, like social media and whatever negativity is on there, or anything on there that can trigger you, if you're on Instagram and you have bad self-esteem, low self-esteem, and you're on Instagram following all these Instagram influencers and they're only making you feel like more crap about yourself, you need to step away, get away from it. You need to leave that alone. It's not serving you right. Anything that you give your focus and attention to, if it starts to frustrate you and it bothers you and it just makes you feel uncomfortable, causes anxiety, causes panic, causes depression, that means that that's your body, your soul is telling you you need to leave that alone. And so that's what I did. So yes, I do still have my days, I do still have my moments, but the way I've been able to deal with it is by knowing what is going to trigger me and knowing how to prevent it before it happens. And then if there's no way of preventing it and it happens and I feel a trigger, I have to come back to that place in my mind where my safety zone, basically, where I know I'm okay. I know I'm okay. I'm not going to stress. I'm not going to run outside and freak out because everybody else is freaking out. It's the end of times. No, I choose not to live my life like that. We have a choice. We have a choice. And in my personal opinion, the problem is that a lot of Christians choose to live their life in fear, thinking that somehow fearing everything is going to get them into heaven, because if you fear something, that means you're not going to participate in it. Therefore, you're going to get into heaven because maybe you'll participate in something a little bit better. I don't know. It's a weird mindset to have. But when you're in Christianity, they don't teach you that you can actually live happily without it. They teach you that without it, all these horrible things are going to happen. And then they make sure to mention to you all of the horrible things that happen in the book of Revelations. So basically, you have to learn how to guard yourself. You have to learn how to guard your own heart, and you have to learn how to guard your mindset from entering the fear zone. You don't want to enter the fear zone, and you have to get used to the fact that, which it will take time, but eventually you will. You'll have to get used to the fact that you are going to have Christians who are going to try to scare you, and they're going to say things to you like, well, have you repented? Well, how's your relationship going? You know, ask you all these questions as a way to try to point out and say, oh, well, see that right there? That is why you should get back into the Word. That's why you should get back into the Bible. That's why you should go back to church. Because you want to repent. This is the end of times. We're in the book of Revelations. This is the biblical ends. And you know what? It's up to you on if you're going to take part in that conversation. It's up to you if you're going to allow the things that they say to interfere with your peace. You have to create a peace. You have to. This isn't something I can explain in one video, honestly, but this is something that is very important, and a lot of you who've either left Christianity or just left a cult, this is something that's important for you all to know. how to create your own, what I like to call my own dome, my protection, my space. You don't let anyone penetrate that space. It doesn't matter who that person is. You give power. You give your power to whatever you want to give your power to. So in other words, yes, people will come and people will try to put fear in you, but you have the power to give that power or to not give that power. You have the power to be able to accept the fear or to let the fear go and say, no, this is disturbing my peace. I'm not going to participate in this. This is disturbing my peace. I'm going to stop watching the news. This is disturbing my peace. I'm going to stop following this influencer. This is disturbing my peace. I'm going to stop watching these videos on the Shade Room or World Star Hip Hop. I'm going to stop listening to these things. Not because you don't want to be educated on what's going on in the world, but because if it causes you to have triggers, is it really worth you listening to it? Is it really worth you paying attention to it? In terms of people, if a Christian comes to you and they try to tell you that you need to repent because we're in the end of times and that's it, this is crunch time, you want to go to heaven, don't you? What you need to do is you need to learn to put your foot down and say, no, listen, I'm not talking about this. You know, you can say it in a respectful way. You don't have to say it the way I would probably say it, but you know, I always start off respectfully. But there's a way that you can let a person know that they have to respect your boundaries. Listen, I appreciate that you're trying to help. I know you're coming from a good place. However, I don't associate with this. I don't subscribe to this belief system. I choose to not live my life in fear. And I trust that whatever happens, things are gonna end up turning out okay. Not okay as in like the world's gonna be a much better place, but okay as in whatever's going to happen is going to happen, but I am not going to allow myself to stress over what I think could possibly happen because that's what a Bible said. I would rather spend my day doing something that's gonna bring me peace and tranquility. That is why I personally got into meditation. Because meditation for me was something that helped me to align myself, to focus, to like just really calm myself down, to bring myself back down, to ground myself. And I tell people all the time, meditation is a really good thing. It's something that I think is very important to do. You don't have to sit there and you don't have to do all of that. You can meditate how you want to meditate, as long as you're just focusing on the silence. It's almost like focusing without focusing on anything. People say when you meditate you got to empty your mind and all of that stuff. That's kind of hard for me to do because my mind is constantly racing, but I do meditation in different ways. I do it in ways that makes me feel comfortable, but it helps. It really helps you when you're able to focus, and you're able to focus on having mindfulness and peace. That really does help you a lot. So that is something that I highly suggest, that if you're having issues with adapting and with dealing with criticism from other Christians or fear, especially with everything that's going on in the world today, get into meditating. Get into meditating, learn how to put your foot down, how to set boundaries, how to say, no, I'm not having this conversation. You know what, I appreciate you're trying to help me. However, I don't subscribe to that. I respect it, but I would like it if you'd respect the fact that I just don't believe in that, you know, or I don't want to speak about this. You have the power. You know, just because a Christian comes to you with a Bible doesn't mean you have to give them the time of day. They're a person just like you. Yes, you be respectful, but the same way that they want other people to respect their belief, they got to respect your disbelief. Or they have to respect the fact that you believe in something else. And they have to walk away and just accept that. So it's just a matter of learning how to be able to set boundaries and to set limits and to know what your triggers are and to know what to accept and what not to accept, and to just build that protection, that dome. Knowing how to say, I'm not having this conversation, I don't feel comfortable, I don't want to talk about this. That's all it's really about. That's really helped for me a lot. That has helped me to be able to learn how to get through life adapting out of Christianity. And it's been like 4 years now since I've left Christianity, and it's been a struggle, but at the same time, it's like anything that's new is gonna be hard at first, because you know, you're used to something else. You're used to being a Christian, or you're used to going to church all the time. So to get unused to this, to not believe in certain things anymore, or to not take part in certain things anymore, even though your mind is telling you like, I don't really believe in this doesn't feel right for me, the rest of your mind and your body is like, yeah, but we've been doing this for years. Like, how do you just not do this anymore? So it's really a matter of just adapting. It's a day-by-day, step-by-step process, and it's just trusting the process as you go along and allowing things to go as it needs to go, allowing yourself to heal. Eventually you will definitely get there to that point where it'll be easy for you to say, no, I'm not having this conversation, or it'll be easier for you to be able to get into your own little dome space and to focus on yourself and to focus on your peace and not allow anyone to come and interfere with that. It'll become so much easier as you get on with it. So if you didn't know, I actually do one-on-one phone calls. You can book a call with me if you have a specific issue that you need help with, or you need to vent and you need some advice pertaining to a particular problem that you have yourself. Just reach out to me on social media, or you can email me. I have my email down below, and then we can set that up. Okay guys, I appreciate you guys watching the channel, and for those of you who have questions, I appreciate you guys. If you have any other questions, or if you would like for me to answer any of your questions through a video, then let me know down below in the comments. Ask me whatever your question is, and I'll try my best to answer it as best as I can. I love you guys all so much and appreciate you guys all so much. Enjoy your day. Don't stress, you'll be fine. See you in the next video.